Hi there, welcome back my friends to Torment, Tides of Numenera. We're in some kind of underwater world where we've picked up Teague again with his cool ornament ring. Let's have a look at him and then continue to search. Yeah, he has got a lot of things, got the training cipher skill here, but we've got something better. That is only usable by him too. Come on, where is it? Teague has linked rings. Very cool. 10% critical success chance on all tasks and 3 health. Here we go. And the Psychic Guard. We can definitely give that to Rin, but she's over the top with the ciphers. So we don't need to. Everything's cool. Let's explore more here. There's this strange oh! There's Teague too! Looks like some kind of underwater cafe. The water is warmer here. Pleasantly so.
Good idea.
There's Teague. Oh, before we interact with this strange tentacle, we want to have Teague on board. Yeah, we love but Teague is probably more helpful. Teague floats motionless, staring into the distance. Her echoes are likewise motionless. All of them arrayed in various poses, like broken and discarded dolls, all of them staring at the same point in space. Nothing you say elicits any response when you reach out to touch her, to shake her from a stupor. You see that her hands are clenched into fists and her body is trembling. As you touch her, you're moved in time and space to somewhere else. Images flash in front of your eyes, a cascade of other places and other times and other worlds that barely resolves from a blinding blur. You clutch at a single image, letting it bear you down into the endless chaos. The room is silent, save for the crackle of flames. Teague sits in front of a fireplace, holding a letter written on transparent paper. With a perfectly steady hand, she touches it to the flame, fire consuming the words in one incendiary moment. She doesn't move, as the flames lick at her sleeves, gradually taking hold and drawing plumes of acrid smoke from the folds of her dress. I'm here. All good. At the sound of your voice, Teague's hand inches toward you, only to fade into nothingness as a new reality takes hold. That's all help. Gold tied by a small amount, okay. No, Teague is staring at a jagged piece of metal embedded in her left hand. She gingerly grasps it with her right and yanks it out, grunting with the effort but nothing else. No, she drives the spike through her left wrist, staring at the wound in horror. She takes hold of the metal, driving it into her arm again and again, higher and higher, until she strikes bone and the blade escapes her nerveless grasp, tettering to the floor. Snap out of it, come on. Teague whirls to face you, but you lose sight of her face in the onslaught of other winds. A series of vases cover the mausoleum wall, each of them containing a few sprigs of greenery, a smattering of bedraggled wildflowers. Never as much as you think it's going to be. Teague says to a small wooden box at the base of the wall. She holds a golden flower, running the petals idly across her fingertips. Then she pulls the petals off one by one, letting them fall to the rough stone floor where she crushes them underfoot. Come back to me, Teague. She sees you, one long, haunted look bearing her away from you and back into the endless tide of other realities. Guttering fire throws fitful shadows across the room, illuminating 5 mechanical arms, and below them, something hulking and faceted. Teague warms her hands beside the fire, casting fearful glances at the darkness. From far away, a hollow pinging reaches the chamber. In an instant, Teague is on her feet, fleeing into the writhing dark, the tenuous safety of the fire, already forgotten. Please, Teague, I need you. The illusion vanishes, and both you and Teague are back in the labyrinth. As one, her echoes turn to regard you, some decidedly more unfriendly than others. Teague herself is the last to look at you. You came for me. Teague smiles at you, radiant bashful and genuine. So this is your labyrinth, that chamber work then, I assume. Crosses her arms, looking around at the underwater marketplace with greedy eyes. The substance of this psychic construct is positively charged. Whether it is your doing or simply the weight of the cast of minds, I cannot say, but I can say with some certainty that this place is capable of forming a connection to the datasphere. If you concentrate, if you focus, I can help guide you through opening that connection. Do you wish to explore the datasphere though, or will you return to humanity? Teague loses her animation. Her sisters gather around her, and all their attention is focused on you. She touches her metal armband. Remove the attractor and return to humanity? Or ascend to become something ineffable? This is the moment of decision, isn't it? She whispers. And yet I find myself unable to answer the question. Whatever decision I make here will be irrevocable. Let's come back to this later, maybe. She sighs in relief or frustration. You're not sure which. Yes, perhaps later. How do you know this is the labyrinth? It gives you a condescending look. You should know better than that by now, child. The real question is, what is the labyrinth? She shakes her head. I doubt I know more than you on that score. Perhaps a metaphysical emanation of some kind. Would that we had time for study. I thought perhaps a psychic substrate that would answer many questions, though it raises several of its own. What were those visions I had of you? Not me, dear, my sisters. She looks away. They are constantly crying for help. Every moment of every day as it stands, I can do nothing. I can only feel glad in a very selfish way that they are not me. She shakes her hair back from her face and meets your gaze. At least not yet. You can see why I must find a solution and why I sought one in the datasphere. Come with me. We've got work to do. She looks at the rest of your party, then raises an eyebrow. How will you have time to search when you have so many who depend on you? I'll go someplace more central and shall look for you there. So she goes to the calm. That's also fine. Then we'll accept that and let her wait for us and see what we can do here. There's Massif. And there's this strange tentacle statue. What is that? Come on.
All right.
An obelisk thrusts from the platform like a horn or a claw or a tongue. Its party-colored surface has a shimmer to it and a slick texture. Not quite mineral, but not quite organic either. The garish appearance belies something ancient, even wise, that seems to radiate from the obelisk, as if it were here at the beginning, or close to it, yet retained its youthful energy. 4 runes are carved into it, symbols of a civilization that predated the truth. Examine the runes. They are simple shapes, something like a heavy quadruped in profile, a serpentine double curve, a 2-tined comb, and a right-angled corner. But despite their simplicity, or perhaps because of it, their meaning is inscrutable. They could be simple glyphs depicting actual things from an ancient civilization, or symbolic ideograms or phonemes or senseless graffiti. It could be a warning or an invitation, a name or an epitaph. So goes man's attempt to instill meaning on the world. Yeah, the symbols for meaning are arbitrary. Examine the obelisk itself. You study the strange protrusion, seeking some meaning in its colorful walls and patterns. No answers emerge, just a consistent, insistent sense that it has something to teach. This feeling grows stronger the closer you come to the obelisk. Touch it. As you lay your hand on the slick surface, the patterns move and swirl like living plasma. Actually, no, they aren't moving at all. It was merely a hallucination of some kind. You have a sense that this has happened before, this and more. A memory shifts and contorts through your mind, like the colors on the obelisk. It's just a matter of catching hold of it. Try to capture the memory. Something only we can do. Yeah, we can recover any time. So we'll of course use all. A broad smile spreads across your face as you feel the wisdom welling out from the stone. The two Gibra beside you, who helped scrap centuries of incrustation from the stone, sense nothing. From your satchel, you take a fleshy, living artifact engrafted with various devices and crystals. You lay it on the obelisk and watch as one of the crystals begins to glow faintly, siphoning off the obelisk's psychic emissions. You and you alone will reap the bounty of its teachings. As the memory fades, you sense that the obelisk's energy has dissipated in the time you were lost in your own more recent past. The thing that had tapped the obelisk is long gone, so whatever it meant to share has vanished into the ether.
Right.
The obelisk no doubt could teach you many more things. You sense that it has gone dormant. And then, whoa, what's going on here? Is Massif kind of celebrating something? You have fans? Massif the Lost? Let's have a look at Massif. Hey there. Massif slaps his hands at the water in front of him as though he were banging his hands against the wall. Let me out, you monsters! It was my idea. I didn't even want the damn talisman. As far as you can tell, there's nothing physically restraining him. You can reach right through the wall he's banging on. What's wrong? What's wrong with staying in your damn body for once, he says, though he doesn't seem to be responding to you. We could have escaped together. Or you could have come back for me. I can't get out of here alone. Scanthos, there's nothing in here. I need some kind of tool to get out of here. See if we can touch him. You put your hand right through the wall and place it on his shoulder. He doesn't seem to notice at all. You're not trapped. Your prison is an illusion. Your prison's an illusion. No device can hold me. He looks around him, rubbing the back of his neck. If I had something to work with, that is. Pull him out. We got to save him. With both hands you grab him and pull him forward. When he reaches his imaginary wall, however, he meets some kind of resistance. His face smashes against a force that you can't see or feel. Leave me alone, he shouts, his mouth contorted, squished against nothing. Have you gibbers done enough? You let him go and he floats back away from you. We'll try that again. Again his face smashes up against the invisible wall. Stop, stop, you're crushing me, you bastards. You let him go and he floats back away from you. Again. Ah, the same. Let's leave him then. About the Gibra guards, can we talk to them? Can't wait until I get off duty so I can bring my kids. Okay, they laugh at him probably. Who is that? Look at that, there's someone in there. This thing. This short, spare, lean-faced Gibra is so wrapped up in his work that he doesn't notice your approach. His multicolored scales look like they were patched together from an avalanche of shreds and scraps. He squeezes a strangely ticking device in his left hand, regularly checking the readings from his instrument. His expression changes with every glance, twisting from amusement to horror to disgust. Rhizomes are the answer, not trees, he mutters. We should never have believed in trees, roots, and radicals. They've made us suffer too much. What? He looks up at you in sudden surprise. You're not a lacuna? Then we are linked, you and I, by life and memory and torment. Tell me, sister, what was the nature of your illusion? He watches the device in his hand as he awaits your answer. Scanthos, if there's no root, then even our sire is a sibling. We are all one. Oh, that's the cast of the... The Gibra cast of. First, who are you? He looks up from his device and blinks. Who are any of us? I'm a part of all that we have met. I am that part of you that can hear what you are saying. Looking down, he gives the device 2 sharp taps. If Fimpy, he adds. And why is he not fighting against something? Are you a reflection of someone I've met? Have you been listening? I'm no reflection, no lacuna, no construct of your imagination. I'm just like you, a cast-off, merged by the Labyrinth, awaiting a destination. And what illusion do you mean? We suffer more in our imagination than in reality. All of our brothers and sisters have been drawn into this place. To keep us here, while we await our destiny, the Labyrinth constructs illusions from our fears, nightmares from our own self-inflicted torment. It takes the serenity of knowing oneself to free oneself. A shadow passes over his face. I was confronted by a scarred woman from the past. Were I not certain that I had already truly forgiven her, I would not be speaking to you now. Scan thoughts. Have I forgiven her or myself? What is the nature of our regret? Can we free others from their illusions? All that consists is real, and the plane of consistency is the abolition of all metaphor. Some can free themselves, as I have. Some merely need to be told that what they fear is unreal. The rest squeezes the ticking device again. Ticks faster and he scowls. The rest are more difficult. I suspect that if one steps into the metaphor with them, takes their hand and leads them out, they can be freed. But you must understand the nature of their regret. I've been unsuccessful in that so far. That explains why you couldn't break Makina from her illusion. You have to understand the nature of her regret, or you can help her. Maybe studying her illusion again will help. Ah. Pimpy is very useful. It's a lacuna, by the way. Is it that? Figments, constructions fabricated from our collective consciousness. Take Loyhan there, for instance. He points at a thin blue gibra nearby. It's neither a cast-off nor a reflection. There may once have been an actual gibra merchant named Loyan. I don't know, or perhaps he's an archetypical conglomerate. Regardless, he's a dream. Created entirely by the Labyrinth. He doesn't even realize where or what he is. What's the device you're holding? Perhaps it also is an illusion, he frowns. I seek to understand the nature of our shadows. Speaking with the others has been fruitless, so I observe, I measure, I hope. It's the latter. It will be my downfall, I am certain. All right. Well, I guess farewell then. We are rhizomes. Trees was too poor a metaphor. Okay, are we fighting over metaphors now? Goodness. So, we may have explored it all, right? May have explored it all. What a pulse with the shimmering of this dark veil, belying the falsity of this underwater fabrication. Well, we've done what we could. What we should. Let's leave this place again. And let's pick up Teague, right? So we've been to all of this. Now let's bring back. Does have something valuable with him? In the eyes of the finite, get Grand Sucker Punch. Just splorge. He's so cool. Maybe that would be useful to have, right? Let's give that all over to Tibia from the backpack. Oom's really cool. loyal guardian who flows with the tides. Yeah, I know. I know. Oh, says quietly, apparently to itself. It's so cute, but I think we should part for now. Says sagging. It does not follow when you move on. Hey there, Cully.
Yes. Have you decided you need me after all?
Come with me. As you wish, dear.
Perfect.
And she's learned something as well. That's nice. Maybe we can train her in the maelstrom. I'm sure that would be good. Flash was pretty cool. The maelstrom is even better. So that said, thank you for watching and happy gaming to you. We'll see each other in the next episode, where we'll free Matkina from a conflict, hopefully. And showing the map, we can go to the Sorrow's Fathom and the Clock Fathom too. Find out what is there before we might go to the Path of the Resonance. A great time until next time and happy gaming. This is Immanuel signing out. See you soon, my friends.